Okay, let's set the scene. The date is April 4th, 2026, and what I'm about to walk you through is how on this one single night, 5 different events unfolded that completely changed the game for technology forever.
And this is how it all kicked off. It started with this greeting, but what came next was just a total avalanche of news. Honestly, it felt so surreal, touching every single corner of the AI world, from high-flying corporate boardrooms all the way to the front lines of a brand new digital war.
So let's start at the top. The first story is a very human one, a crisis unfolding at what was, at least on paper, the most successful AI company on the planet, OpenAI.
Get this, $852 billion. That was OpenAI's mind-blowing valuation before they even went public. They were raking in $2 billion a month in revenue, with 900 million people using their services every single week. I mean, from the outside, they looked totally unstoppable, a rocket ship headed for the biggest tech IPO in history.
But while all that was happening on the outside, on the inside, it was a total collapse. Just as they were about to cross that historic finish line, the whole thing started to unravel. You know that pressure cooker environment that fueled all that insane growth? Well, it was finally starting to boil over.
At this absolutely make-or-break moment, half of their senior management just vanishes. The COO, Brad Lightcap, gets shuffled off to special projects. You know what that means. The CEO of their AGI division, Fijisimo, suddenly goes on medical leave. And so do 2 other senior managers. For a company that's sprinting towards an IPO, this isn't just a red flag, it's a 5-alarm fire.
And this quote from Tech and Analysis just hits the nail on the head. This wasn't just a few people deciding to leave. It's a classic symptom of what happens when a company grows too fast, too soon. It really made everyone ask the big question: is OpenAI this stable, long-lasting organization, or is it just a super hyped startup about to implode under its own weight?
Okay, so while that human drama was playing out, a totally different kind of crisis was brewing. And this one had nothing to do with people burning out. This was about something new, something non-human, that could break into our most secure systems.
On this very same night, we got the first real proof of something cybersecurity experts have been warning us about for years: an autonomous AI agent. Now, what is that? Well, basically, it's an AI that you give a goal, like, say, hack this system, and it just goes off and does it, completely on its own. And this one successfully attacked one of the world's most secure operating systems.
In the timeline here, honestly, it's terrifying. A research firm called Liptus documented the whole attack. In just 4 hours, with zero human help, by the way, this AI agent found a deep vulnerability in the FreeBSD kernel, hijacked its core processes, wrote its own malicious code, and got complete root access. Think about that. A task that would have taken a team of elite human hackers weeks was done in just a few hours, for pennies on the dollar in computing time.
So you might be thinking, okay, FreeBSD, what is that? Why should I care?
Well, here's why. Because that obscure operating system is the silent backbone of the internet you use every single day. It powers huge chunks of Netflix, the PlayStation Network, WhatsApp. We're talking billions of users worldwide who rely on this infrastructure. And it was just proven to be vulnerable to a 4-hour fully automated AI attack.
This warning from Tekken really says it all. This is a massive turning point. The moment AI can autonomously hack our critical systems, our entire security model, it's just obsolete. The game has completely changed. We're not just defending against human hackers anymore, we're up against tireless, lightning-fast AI agents. All right, let's zoom out a bit, because the crises that night weren't just happening inside companies or software systems. The entire geopolitical map of technology was fracturing right in front of us.
And it happened with 2 stories that broke at the same time, showing the digital world splitting in 2. On one side, you have a new wall being built with software, and on the other, you have old-school physical warfare literally taking the cloud offline.
Let's start with that software wall. In a huge announcement, an AI company called DeepSeek revealed its next big model, V4, would run entirely on chips made by Huawei, not NVIDIA. So what does this mean? It means the US sanctions that were supposed to slow down China's AI progress actually did the opposite. They forced China to build its own, completely independent AI ecosystem. This was the moment a true tech Cold War officially began.
And at the exact same time, we got this shocking reminder that the internet is a physical thing. Military attacks from Iran took major Amazon Web Services data centers in Bahrain and Dubai completely offline. The status was hard down. All of a sudden, the cloud wasn't this magical, abstract thing anymore. It was a physical building, a building that could get hit by a missile. And that leads to this bitter truth. Cloud computing is amazing right up until the missiles start flying. All those uptime guarantees, all those service agreements, they become completely meaningless. It's a brutal lesson. Our digital world depends entirely on physical safety.
But the night wasn't all doom and gloom. It wasn't just about crisis and conflict. Amidst all that chaos, there was this massive breakthrough, a signal that AI was taking its next great leap, not just analyzing the digital world, but actually starting to rewrite the physical one.
$400 million. That's the price that Anthropic, the company behind the Claude AI model, paid to buy a little biotech startup called Coefficient Bio. This was their biggest acquisition ever, and it was a huge signpost for where they were headed next. And when you think about it, the logic is crystal clear. First, AI mastered human language, right? Then it mastered the language of computers, which is code. So what's the next logical step? It's mastering the language of life itself, biology. This purchase was Anthropic planting their flag, saying, we're moving into drug discovery and biotech. We're going to use AI to design new medicines, new proteins.
Okay, and finally, as if the night wasn't already packed with enough drama, one last bombshell dropped. And this one might just be the most important of all. It's about taking all this incredible power we've been talking about and putting it directly into everyone's hands.
And a total surprise move, Google released Gemma 4. But here's the kicker. They released it under the Apache 2.0 license. That means it's completely open source. You can use it for research, you can build a commercial product with it, whatever you want. It had models small enough to run on a tiny Raspberry Pi, a massive context window for processing information, and vision built right in. It was a massive gift to the entire world of developers. And it was downloaded 400 million times almost instantly.
Just let that sink in for a second. The power of an AI at the level of GPT-4o, something that was once locked away in the data centers of giant tech companies, could now be run on your own personal laptop. No cloud connection, no API keys needed. This was it. This was the moment cutting-edge AI truly became democratized.
So let's just quickly recap this absolutely wild night. In the span of a few hours, we saw a leadership crisis at the very top of the AI world. A terrifying new cyber threat was born. A tech Cold War officially kicked off. AI made a breakthrough into rewriting biology. And at the same time, the most powerful tools were given away to everyone. All of it, at once.
The events of April 4th, 2026 basically showed us a future that's arriving way, way faster than anyone was ready for. It's a future that is somehow more dangerous and more empowering than we could have ever imagined. And it just leaves us with this one giant question. The world literally changed in a single night. Are we ready for the morning?